that fire died through the storm. Comfort me with your lies, so naive. I was deceived by your touch. Then you said to me, like the wave from a crashing sea, only gonna drag you down. Keep on pushing and you surely drown. If you wanna make it out alive, let me bring you back to shore alive. I'm away, away, yeah, yeah, yeah. Out at sea, for days on end it seems, drifting pool, never-ending tidal pool brings me back. It's still the same, different shore. Then I'm swept away again. Only gonna drag you down. Keep on pushing and you surely drown. If you wanna make it out alive, let me bring you back to shore alive. I'm away, 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 yeah, yeah. I'm away, 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 yeah, yeah. Rise up out of the sun, water turning, walk to the shore. The skin is burning for your love. Search the horizon. Love is dying. Call out your name. Oh, hear you crying. Hear you crying. Drag you down, keep on pushing and you surely drown. If you wanna make it out alive, let me bring you back to shore alive. I'm away, 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 yeah, yeah. I'm away, 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 yeah, yeah. I'm away, away, yeah, yeah. I'm away, away, hey, away, yeah, yeah.
Welcome to Raw. I'm your host, Lena, and I have Buffalo24 in the house.
Hey.
Hi, welcome back.
Thanks for having us back.
So the first song we heard from you is I'm a Wave.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and the first thing I want to talk to you about, though, is the funky instruments.
Oh, sure, sure, of
because
course.
they are not average
Yeah.
or ordinary.
Yeah.
It's like you ran an ad that said
Weird
freaky
instrument
instruments.
supply.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I like that, though. We should try that. Get another person in there. Well, no, we're all playing.
First, let's say what the instruments are.
Okay.
Okay, now,
All right.
your two guitars.
Yes. Yeah.
Not typical.
Well, you start with yours. Go ahead, Andy.
Well, I have a Canadian Godin guitar. It's a classical nylon string guitar, and it's very nice. It's got like amp modeling and all kinds of other fancy stuff. And this is perfect for me because it feels like an electric. It's a classical guitar. It's spaced like a classical guitar, so it's perfect and it's different. So it's a good thing.
It
to
is
have.
different,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
And you can jack up the volume and play with the band.
Yes.
You know, it's hard to do that with a standard classical guitar. Yeah. Same thing for me, really. It's a Rick Turner guitar from Santa Cruz, California. He makes guitars for Lindsey Buckingham. You know, you see him playing those models a lot. And it's set up to feel like an electric guitar, but it sounds like an acoustic. So it's got a thin body and stuff. And you could jack up the volume and not get any feedback.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Your instruments.
It's a form of a cajon. That one's called the move box, I believe. And I mean, the cajons normally you sit on it and
Yeah, that's what I used to have one sit on and
yeah,
play
and
around.
you hit it with your hands, and there's a snare going around the rim of it to give it sort of like a snare drum kind of sound. But this
Yours
one,
is like a messenger bag.
yeah, it's like they chopped off like the first maybe 3-4 inches of it and made it portable. There's a strap for it, and you just wear it on your waist, and you just hit it right in front of your legs, basically. And they have like a little stick. I think they call it the hex stick.
Yeah.
That has a few shingles from like a tambourine, so you can hit that while you're playing, so you can get
Yeah, I
some
was
different
going to
sounds.
ask you about that because you were,
Yeah.
It's like the cowbell having fun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the cowbell to the cajon.
Yeah.
And you had an interesting
Chapman
instrument
stick?
there.
Doesn't everybody have one?
No. Lucky you.
There's about 6,000, 7,000 made. They're handmade out in California by the company called Stick Enterprises. And a gentleman named Emmett Chapman invented the instrument. It's all tapping, and you don't pluck, strum, or use a pick. You do two hands, as if you play a piano. But you kind of do it this way on strings.
What instrument did you play that,
Prior to,
that led you to that?
I was playing guitar, and then at the time, I think in the mid-90s, there were guitarists who were doing like two-handed tapping on the instrument. So I was doing that, and I'm like, I want a little more. I want to do a little more.
I mean, I heard
kind
a
of
slap
like-
in the bass, but I never heard of, you pick strings on a guitar. And
No pick for the stick.
Yeah, no
Slap
pick
it a
for the
stick. Slap it a stick.
Yeah, you just, you can approach it in the way that you would play piano. Whereas the left hand would do accompaniment and the right hand would do melody
Was
on
it
top.
hard for you to adjust to?
I couldn't play anything on it for about a year. And then after that, I've been playing since 2002.
So now you're an expert.
As far as stick players go, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
Do you miss playing the guitar, or you're happy with the stick?
The funny thing is, when I go back to guitar, I try to play stick stuff on it instead of guitar stuff on the stick. So I don't really miss it much. It keeps me very busy.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's very interesting. The whole sound. It's a different sound.
Yeah.
It's very nice. So, first of all, who, for this song, I'm the Wave, who's the writer? Is it a collaboration?
Yeah.
Tom pretty much writes all the Buffalo
Yeah.
24, so he is the Buffalo 24.
How do you incorporate, you're going to write it on a regular guitar, right? I mean, guitar. How do you incorporate the other sounds? Just say, well,
Well, sometimes I actually just sometimes I don't write it on the guitar necessarily. It could be the piano. I'm just sitting at the piano. That song just came out of a songwriting workshop I I did a few months back called Thinking Outside the Blocks. A couple of friends of mine, Allie Moss and Bess Rogers, ran the workshop, and it was online, and it was with like 5 different people, and we were all over the country, Google Hangout. And every week we would check in, and they would give us specific things for each of us to do, and we would all perform our songs for each other. And that's one of the songs that came out of it. And so I didn't have any idea of how it was going to sound. I just called them up and said, hey, I'm going to send you a little jangle of me playing this song, and they kind of just walked into a gig as per usual, and I said, all right, we're going to play that song, and we just come up with arrangements over 2 or 3 gigs, I think, or something like that.
Pretty much it.
Yeah. So that's how it came to be with the different instruments.
that's very good. Very, very nice. Cool. Very nice. So we're going to go on to your next song that you're going to play, and it was Round and Round.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so we're going to listen to Round and Round, and we'll be back with Buffalo 24.
Cup of coffee in my favorite cup. Never ever have to measure it up because you know what I like. Baby's running down the hallway now. Jump in bed and they scream out loud. If I could stay here for the rest of my life, you wouldn't find a happier guy. The alarm clock's blaring away. Work my life away. Don't rip me out of this dream. Don't tear my heart out the seam. There must be some other way to get this love through the day. The next day the coffee's brewing again. Roll over and I pull you in. So pretty lying next to me, I think you might be an angel. This little town has brought us together. Got me feeling all light as a feather. I taste the love on your lips and every sip of it drinks until I drink it all up. I wish moments like this could last. For now I'm stuck living in the past. Don't rip me out of this dream. Don't tear my heart out the seam. There must be some other way to feel this love through the day. Wanna tell the boss to take a hike, stay with you until the morning light. Love has got me running circles round and round. Ain't nowhere I'm ever gonna leave. Love you and you love me. Love has got me running circles round and round. Round and round. Round and round.
That was a song by Buffalo24, Round and Round. So generally you're the writer. What's Round and Round?
I wrote that one. For my wife and family. My wife and kids, basically. It's about loving the life you have with your family, and then the alarm clock goes off, and you got to go to work, and you have to leave them for the most of the day, and then you come home, and you're slapping dinner together. They're like hanging off, trying to get goldfish snacks out of the cabinet, and and then by the time you're done with that talking, it's bath time, story, bed.
Day's over,
and
that's
that's
it.
And then you do it again. So essentially, that's what it's about. And like the end, the end little refrain at the end there. I love my boss, by the way, but it says I'm going to tell the boss to take a hike and stay with you until the morning light, kind of thing. So that's what the song's about. Yeah.
And you know what I think is interesting about all these songs that you're doing? Because I love the cajon, it's excellent. There's you're the drum, you're the beat, that's it.
Yeah, no, it's
That's something very different when you're talking about a group.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Yeah.
Better than setting up a drum set.
It really is.
it's so much easier. It's so much easier.
Well, I ripped an old pickup off of a classical guitar that I had. It's a Barkus Berry soundboard transducer. It was like $80, and we fixed it to that, and we just plug it in. So we bring it to gigs with us, plug into the PA, and if you EQ it properly, it sounds like there's a little kit in the band with us. So it's really
Really?
cool. Yeah, it's very full sounding. Yeah.
Now, a lot of these songs, I mean, of course, everyday experiences always influence you and your emotions, right? For what you're dealing. What are the bands that really are influencing you for your sound?
Oh wow. You mean for like the way I'm writing, or like our arrangements that we do, or both? Both. Oh, okay.
Could be either way, you know.
Well, I mean, for me, I definitely tend to listen to a lot of like Dave Matthews Band. I like the riffs and the arrangements of that stuff. But then I listen to a lot of Americana as well. I listen to Gillian Welch and Dave Rawlings a lot, and Old Crow Medicine Show and whatnot. So I have a pretty wide variety of styles I listen to. Actually, I was listening to Lady Gaga all morning. I don't know why. Don't ask me.
You know, at the end of the day, good music is good music.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not a country fan.
Right.
But there's a country song or two that, you know, okay, I
Yeah.
could listen to.
Yeah.
Because, again, good music is
Yeah.
good music.
Right. Yeah, and I like Lady Gaga. I have nothing against Lady Gaga. It just came on, and then I was like, I want to hear that again and again and again. You know, and but then these guys all have very wide influence as well. I mean, you bring a lot of different things to the table.
It just depends on what the song needs.
Yeah.
So
What you're feeling out of that
yeah,
song.
like I'm at a point where like I can do whatever I really want to do. So it depends on whatever the song idea is. Because I mean, the stuff that I like to listen to on my own would be like more progressive rock, like Yes and Rush and bands like that, and heavy metal music and classical music and like just different things. But it's not really appropriate for a song like Round and Round, you know. So it just depends on one. I just listen to him and just kind of play along.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I like, and I guess as far as instrumentation goes, it is unique, the instrumentation, but having that classical, Andy's a monster classical guitar player, and I don't know if you notice what he's doing, his right hand technique, he's doing a lot of really interesting like tremolo work with his right hand, and it's cool having that little bit of technique come in there with just a singer-songwriter strumming, and then you have the Chapman stick, which is like
so different.
piano but tapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
could also sound like a screaming electric guitar too. So
Yes.
it's nice.
yeah.
Well, the next song we're going to hear is Keep On Fighting.
Yes.
So we're going to come back and talk more. This is Keep On Fighting.
You said you had it, you done quitting, but I don't think you should just give up while you're winning. You never thought that it'd be so draining. Baby told you that it's only the beginning. Change your mind and change your living. You gotta go hard when the fight is getting wicked. I'll push you harder to your limits. I'll let you stop and keep on fighting till you win it. I won't never let you go, no, no. Keep on pushing, never give up, no, no. Keep on surrounding you and give you the strength you need to see you make it through. Keep on fighting like you always do. It doesn't matter what to tell you. You have the power and the will to see it through. Just make your mind up, shut the lies up. Go ahead and make them see you got your life back. I help you build it, dress and mend it. You never have to do it solo while I'm standing. My hands are in it, I help you fold it. Make it clean and push it forward, help me fold it. I will never let you go, no, no. Keep on pushing, never give up, no, no. We'll surround you and give you the strength you need to see you make it through. Keep on fighting like you always
Okay, that was Keep On Fighting. So now I have to ask, because there's no drummer, and the drummer is the one who keeps the beat, the rhythm of the song. So basically, if your stick is more like the piano, that's a percussion, and your instrument is also. So are you guys fighting for like, oh, it's my rhythm, it's my rhythm, it's my beat, it's my beat?
Not so
Or you
we
work
work
well
together
together?
well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's really his rhythm, it's Tom's rhythm, because we've got a very percussive heavy playing style. So again,
But come on, you can't tell me when you're all together that you don't say, Tom, check it out, let's throw in a little bit of this. I mean,
I usually say, that sounds good.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
so there is some kind of collaboration.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, with anything that I play, percussion-wise, like especially with that kind of instrument, I'm listening to the strumming patterns and other things that these other guys are doing, and then I'm trying to lay down a groove, a rhythm that complements it.
Now, how do you deal with it? Because that's different.
Yeah, it's interesting you say percussion. I mean, traditionally, stick players play mostly solo, because you can do so many parts at once. They'll go out with just, say, a drummer, and go out and play the whole set by themselves. They'll cover the bass range, the melody side. Some of them even sing at the same time. It's like a circus show, you know. But
The one-man show.
and what's kind of rare is integrating the stick into bands. And you know, to find that out there, you can maybe name a couple bands that you see them in, but it's hard to kind of emulate someone who's playing stick in a band. So for me, the whole process is completely creative. From any song that he provides, or any riff that Andy plays, or any rhythmic part that is going on, I'm constantly being creative. And my left hand, my right hand doing two different things at once, yet it's kind of working with what's inside there. So I don't really have any precedents to look around and say, oh, that's how a stick player would do this. It's all
Right.
creative.
Well,
so.
it seems like, it definitely is something that's unique in
Yeah.
its own. And I mentioned percussion because you mentioned piano
Right.
with the way you have to tap it. And
Tapping
that's
is a
different
percussive action,
sound
yeah.
altogether than picking at his strings, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And he's got some really unique guitar pedals going on back there too that you should probably.
Oh, yeah. Well, the company that I'm endorsed by, called Analog Alien, AnalogAlien.com.
Analog, alien.
No, they make some great stuff. Actually, one of the owners, their brothers, plays Chapman stick as well. So we converse a lot about what type of frequencies the stick provides and how we can bring more of a guitarist sound into the band element, but also stay back and not get in the way of, say, two guitar players at the same time. So we work together to try to figure out combinations of pedals and things like that that work. That's AnalogAlien.com. No, but anyway, they work well with the stick players, and it's a community, and some of these companies are really doing some fantastic stuff with their effects and whatnot. But these particular pedals are mostly analog, which keeps the true tone of my stick, and I'm able to just run it through, and when I want to be more staccato or legato, I'm able to do so with just my fingers on the instrument.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So the song isn't about you guys fighting.
No, it's actually a song I wrote when a friend of mine is actually a former student of Tony and mine, and she became a friend because she was very close in age to us, and she lost the battle with breast cancer a few years ago, and we were just. She was coming out and playing with us, and she was keeping up good spirits and whatnot, and fighting this terrible battle, and she ended up passing, and and that was just like a song I wrote as a little kind of motivational thing, like just
that's
keep
a
going.
difficult situation.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Yeah.
When it hits home.
And it's funny because like we just did a gig out in Rosslyn, New York. And My Father's Place was the name of the venue out there. Really cool venue, and we were playing it, and I hadn't played it in a little while, and I actually like started to tear up when I was playing the song. It just hit me. I don't know what it was, but
Well, because it was her. It's
yeah, I
about
guess
her.
it must have been maybe.
you knew somebody as a kid, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they grew up and not that much.
She was just a really fantastic musician as well. She was
Excellent
amazing. Went to
talent,
Berkeley. Yeah, she's an amazing songwriter.
Yeah.
And we lost a good one and a good friend, dear friend. And but that one always reminds me of her. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, we're going to go on to the next song called The Line. So we'll be back with Buffalo24.
Caught fire at the bridge. A man is sitting on the ledge, looking 'cause I can't see an end. So I'm gonna paint one in on the town. When people crawl along and stare, point their fingers in the air, it's such a shame. 'Cause when you inch across that knife, you look back into your life, take the blame. Well, then a whisper come below, well, says, honey, let it go and stay with me. And she said, hey, don't run away from here. And she said, hey, well, everybody's got that fear. And she said, hey, don't let go of what you got. You know we all get scared sometimes. Let me help you down from that line. There's a woman leaving town because her husband's not around to make her stay. Between the bruises and the scars of the women and the bars that guide her way, she got a child in a carriage and another one on her back. And she's watching as the train is coming, running down the track. And she said, hey, we're gonna run away from here. And she said, hey, you will never know that fear. And she said, hey, we'll get by on what we got. You know we all get scared sometimes. Let me help you down from that line. A man is lying in a bed, getting closer to the end, but feeling fine. Well, his family is crying, but he ain't afraid of dying as he sings. I hit the universal jackpot. I had a family of gold, and there's not a single thing I would not trade a minute, no. And I said, hey, I'm gonna fly away from here. And I said, hey, you better know I have some fear. And I said, hey, I'll always be inside your mind. You know we all get scared sometimes. Live your life inside my life. Well, your life could be drowning in a sea, bills you cannot pay. Life could be what others say that brings you down each day. Well, your life could be anything, keeping you from what you wanna be. Remember my words, baby. Remember my words, baby. Which I said, hey, don't run away from here. And I said, hey, everybody's got that fear. And I said, hey, don't let go of what you got. You know we all get scared sometimes. Let me help you down from that line. That
And we're back. That song was The Line by Buffalo24.
Yeah.
So, The Line,
Yeah.
did you write that all by yourself again, too?
No, that
We're
was,
going to call him a hog, right?
yeah, hog.
No, okay, all right.
No, that one I co-wrote with my friend Josh Steinhardt. He was also in our band, but he just recently moved out to Michigan almost a year ago now, I think, maybe.
About a year.
And it was, I think it was either Thanksgiving Day or around the break of Thanksgiving, and both of our kids were in the same daycare. And I was sitting, looking out the window. I had a view of the Verrazano Bridge, and I had heard there was a jumper on the bridge, and I was just following the story, I guess, as it unfolded on social media, and I just felt terrible for the person, and I was hoping that they were going to get down off the ledge. And the opening verse is about that. There's a car fire on the bridge, and a man is standing on the edge, looking down. You know, like he's not not feeling too well there mentally, and so I kind of hit a block. And I called him up, and he's actually a fantastic chef as well. Okay, so he was
Josh,
cooking.
not the guy on the bridge.
Josh, yes, yeah. he was cooking a roast or something like that, and I was like, Josh, our kids are in daycare. Come on, let's write this song. Come on, I got it. And he's like, I don't know. I have this roast I'm working on right now. And I was like, dude, come on. And I sent him a clip of it, and then he called me back, and he's like, all right, I'll be over in about an hour. And then he came over, and we finished the song pretty much. I'd say about another hour. I think I tweaked a little bit after that. But yeah, we co-wrote that one together. Josh Steinhardt. And he has an album out as well called Howlin' at the Moon.
Wow.
It's fabulous.
Aren't you a good friend?
Thanks.
Now, the band Buffalo24,
yeah.
it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the four of you, right? Elaborate a little more about that. When you do different gigs, you do...
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if we're playing larger venues that call for a full band, we'll have a drummer, we'll have a full bass player.
Your beat?
Yeah.
No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, no, he plays with us too.
He'll still play.
Still play.
I was
Yep.
joking.
Yeah, we do. He still plays as well, and he sings, and we'll have keyboards and everything, and we all play. So it's a larger experience, a fuller, bigger sound. But for a lot of the local gigs we play, we find that this quartet or trio or sometimes works out really well.
Well, it's a great sound.
Thanks.
I mean, you're not missing anything. It's
Yeah.
not like,
It's
oh, you need the other guys.
It's interesting too, like if one of us, let's say, are not on it, like we'll sort of like change the way we play the songs. So if there's no stick, like I'll do different things. If there's no classical, then
Yeah.
we'll probably do something different.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever played any song the same way twice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We like.
I liked your harmonies today.
Yeah.
I don't know what
It was cool. Very cool. I enjoyed it.
Well, it's always good to be creative. Life
Yeah.
is not boring, right?
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
Now, we heard some great sounds from you tonight. And thanks so much for being here
Thank
and
you.
sharing.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you on?
thebuffalo24.com. That's it. Yeah, and also the Buffalo24 on Instagram is where I do most of the social media
That's
stuff.
where, if they want to come see you play,
Yep.
you list all your gigs.
Yeah,
and-
buffalo24.com has got our schedule. It's got some videos, and then Instagram. I do a lot of like live post stuff sometimes.
Is some of the music available to stream?
The material we played today is actually being recorded at the moment. It's not done yet, but we have an EP out called Slow and Steady, and that's
so
available for
we
download.
got the exclusive here. That's
Yes.
really good.
Yeah, no one's heard it yet. Yeah. So yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
It's a blast.
Guys, it was great to meet all of you. See you again.
Yes,
And best of luck to you.
thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in once again. Raw. We'll see you next time.